Iberia 31 Mike Kilo, Madrid, muy buenas tardes. Está autorizado plan de vuelo a Múnich según rutaplan. Salida Pinar 3 Romeo, pista 36 derecha. Ascenso inicial 13.000 pies, responda en 4447.
Pues estamos autorizados a destino vía rutaplan, salida Pinar 3 Romeo por la 36 derecha, inicial 13000 y respondemos en 4447.
Iberia 31 Mike Kilo, la altura es correcta. Puesta en marcha aprobada.
Puesta en marcha aprobada, llamamos listo a rodar. Iberia 31 Mike Kilo, gracias.
Swiss Air 440 Madrid, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
Soy Unicorn 128, gracias, buenas tardes.
Good evening, Tomjet 6 Foxtrot X-ray flight level 340.
Tomjet 6 Foxtrot X-ray Madrid, good evening, squawk 4431.
4431, Tomjet 6 Foxtrot X-ray.
Ryanair 364 Madrid, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
Malta Unicom, Ryanair 364, has a approach.
Tomjet 6 Foxtrot X-ray identified, continuous file.
Continuous file, Tomjet 6 Foxtrot X-ray.
Pista libre y Europa 478 Sierra.
Europa 478 Sierra, bienvenido a Barajas, ruede a la izquierda ahora en Alfa, a puerta 1 al Tango 9 Whisky.
Alfa, puerta 1 al 9 Whisky, Europa 478 Sierra.
Sky Tower 1152, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1014, Sky Travel 1152.
Speedbird 2 Yankee, Charlie 2.
Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee, runway 30, clear for takeoff, wind 310 degrees, 8 knots.
Speedbird takeoff runway 30, Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee.
Center, Ryanair 280, request descent in 60 miles.
Ryanair 280, clear descent, flight level 150.
Clear descent 150, when ready, run.
Aviera 3031 is on the blocks, thank you for service, adios.
Iberia 3031, clear to leave frequency, flight plan terminated 1802.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Testing, testing.
Sky Tower 1152, descend 3,000 feet, clear for ILS Zulu approach, runway 29, report established.
Descent 230, descent approved. EUS Zula to 9 Sky Travel 1152.
Ryanair 280 Madrid, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
Hey, good day everybody.
That's right, Ryanair 280.
Looks like we're a little bit early today, but
Madrid Control, muy buenas tardes. Aquí
It is what it is.
Charlie Mike Alfa Mike TVM 850. Estamos a nivel de vuelo 250, yendo directos a Moki.
So we're in
Echo Charlie Mike Alpha Mike
Madrid,
muy buenas tardes.
and we're
Buenas tardes,
doing a
Miguel.
flight
Responda en
to
4403.
Palma de Mallorca.
4403.
Flight time is about an hour. We'll be traveling eastward, and let me see.
Speedbird to Alpha
I can
Yankee,
show you
radar
our route.
identified. Continue climbing flight level 310, turn left, direct to November Echo Alpha VOR.
That's our routing.
Continue to flight level 310, turn left to November Echo. Say again the waypoint for Alpha Yankee.
So we've
yes,
got one
again,
controller
November Echo Alpha VOR.
for Madrid. Let me check. Let's see what else we have.
We don't have that on the nav. Can you tell me the heading?
Looks like nobody in Palma. So we get departure, but no arrivals. Anyway, should be fun.
Copy. Direct to November Echo.
We're starting a little bit early today.
Yankee.
Okay, doors are closed. We'll start the APU.
Echo Charlie Mike Alpha Mike está en contacto radar. Continúa según plan de vuelo.
Yep, probably a little bit early. So welcome aboard. This is
Echo Alpha Mike está en contacto radar. Continúa según plan de vuelo.
Air Europa Max. It's actually fictitious. The airline is real.
Tenemos el borde Perales y luego directos del borde 4 minutos, por si se quiere ahorrar lo que es lo que son los vectores y entramos directos en visual.
Echo Mike Alpha Mike recibido en Perales, debería estar a 10.000 pies.
Okay. Turned Madrid control off. We don't have any airport controllers, but we'll call him back again when we're ready for push. So Air Europa, they fly a fleet of 737-800s and other aircraft. They don't have a MAX, so this is fictitious. But the route is very frequently flown by Air Europa, which is based in Spain. And so that's what we're flying today. And since we don't have a choice, we have to fly MAXs all the time. That's what we're in. Hello, Kurt TV, how are you doing? Hi, at Palma de Mallorca. Are you there? Are you at Palma now? Or are you in Madrid? Anyway, enjoy the flight if you're following along with us. That's awesome. We're just starting up the APU, and we'll be pushing back shortly. Engine bleeds. APU bleed is on. Let's check for power. Okay, we got APU power. So we can now switch off ground power. Okay, ground power off. Let's disconnect ground. And we'll switch the packs off just for the push and start. All right. Let's get Madrid control back. Madrid control, Europa 838 and stand 358 is ready to push and start.
Europa 838 facing south. Start up and push back approved.
Okay, push back approved facing south. Europa 838. Okay.
Madrid control, National Video 12 pending 4000.
National 3012, radar identified
Pushing back
4,500
south.
feet. Climb flight level 200.
Roger, I'm available 200 and left on 312. UPS 426, descent flight level 150.
Oh my god.
Descent flight level 150, UPS 426.
That was killing my ears.
Establish ILS Rwy, Sky Travel 1152.
Sky Travel 1152, runway 29 clear to land. Wind 350 degrees, 3 knots.
I'm having to re-sign into Sim-Link.
Runway 29, Sky Travel 1152.
Air Nostrum 3012, fly direct, waypoint Pinar.
Roger, proceed to waypoint Pina. Waypoint Pina, direct to waypoint Pina, Air Nostrum 302.
Madrid, muy buenas, Ernesto 8236 en el stand 1 de Burgos, ATR 72600 para información de campo en Burgos.
Nostrum 8236, Madrid, muy buenas tardes. Información meteo en Burgos, altímetro 1016, temperatura 21, punto de rocío 12, visibilidad superior a 10 kilómetros, scatter 5500. Está autorizado el plan de vuelo a Santiago según ruta plan, salida Ratas 3 kilo, pista 22, ascenso inicial nivel 70, responda en 4452.
Pues mi amable, muchas gracias. El Ernesto 8236 con información de meteo copiada, autorizado a Santiago según ruta plan, Ratas 3 kilo, pista 22, inicial de cierre y respondemos en 4452. Ernesto 8236.
Nostrum 8236, la lectura es correcta.
Madrid Control, Iberia 31 Mike kilo pesado, estamos listos a rodar.
Iberia 31 Mike kilo, altímetro 1015, ruede por Echo Charlie, November Yankee, punto espera Yankee 1.
Sobre 1015, rodamos Echo Charlie, November Yankee 1, November Yankee, Yankee 1 al punto de espera de la derecha, Iberia.
Okay, let's hope we don't get disconnected again.
Roger, control Nostrum 312, request maintain 13,000 feet for check.
Okay, let's push back.
Nostrum 3012, you are clear to climb flight level 200.
Okay, pushing back facing south. So let's check again if the
we have now
jetway is clear.
Problem about our cabin pressure, so we need to make a check. The request maintain 30,000.
Nostrum 3012, approve
Okay,
climb
we're
flight
calling
level
for pushback.
300.
Control,
Let's see if there's any other traffic in the area.
Emirates to Whiskey, start up, pushback approved, facing south.
Go on there.
First stop, facing south, Whiskey.
UPS
Pushback
426,
facing south will be
fly
facing
direct
left.
Waypoint Rugby, descent altitude 8,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Director Woodley, descend 8,000 feet, QNH 1015, UPS 426.
Nostrum 3012.
Nostrum 3012, confirm you are maintaining 13,000 feet, 13,000?
Nostrum 3012, we are now maintain 13,000 feet. We have cabin pressure modulator, we back to Madrid.
Oh man, that
Nostrum
audio.
3012, copy, expect vectors for new approach to Madrid, expect runway 32 right for landing.
32 right, 32 right, from Nostrum 3012, we can land at 32 right.
Easy 87 Lima Zulu, request.
Facing left.
Easy 87 Lima Zulu, clear descent, flight level 130.
Clear to soundbound 30, easy 87 Lima.
It just sounds crazy loud right now.
Lufthansa
Nose
83
left.
flight direct and for descent, flight level 130.
Nose left.
Lufthansa 83
Okay, releasing parking brakes.
for descent, flight level 130.
Direct outbound descending 130 for Lufthansa 83X.
Okay, let's put the pumps on and let's start engine number 2.
UPS 426.
UPS 426, go ahead.
We request high speed, UPS 426.
I think the controller's
UPS 426
voices are very loud.
High speed approved.
Until we high speed approved, UPS 426, thank you.
Anti-collision light on. Motoring 21%.
Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee, expect a non-23 Charlie arrival for ILS Zulu approach runway 32 left.
Fuel flow on.
Expect non-23 Charlie arrival for 32 left, Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee.
And control, good evening, Ryanair 3 Papa Papa, football 210 descend, football 110 mode passport.
Ryanair 3 Papa Papa, Madrid, good evening, squawk 4454.
Squawk 4454, Ryanair 3 Papa Papa.
Estamos listos, descenso de Charlie Mike Alpha Mike.
Eco Charlie Mike Alpha Mike puede iniciar el descenso ya para 10.000 pies, altímetro en 4 vientos, 1016.
Pues para 10.000 pies y 1016 en 4 vientos, Eco Charlie Mike Alpha Mike.
Ryanair 3 Papa Papa, identified descent, flight level 130.
Descent football 130, Ryanair 3 Papa Papa, thank you.
Madrid, control, Aviation, required great dynamic.
Yankee 2, listo a salir.
Air Nostrum 3012, turn right, heading 145.
Roger, turn right, heading 145, Air Nostrum
Set parking brakes.
Iberia 31 Mike Kilo, runway 36 right, clear for takeoff, wind 280 degrees, 7 knots.
36 right, clear for takeoff, Iberia 31 Mike Kilo.
Okay, engine 2 is started. Let's start engine number 1.
EC8 Alpha Zulu, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
Unicorn 122, EC8 complete, goodbye.
Negative, not EC87 Lima Zulu, EC8 Alpha Zulu.
Into
EC8 Alpha Zulu, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
0.8. 21.
Ryanair 3 Papa Papa, contact port approach, frequency 120.910.
Okay, N2 rising.
Approach 120.910, many thanks, Ryanair 3 Papa Papa, good night.
Y Madrid, el Air Nostrum 8236 para puesta en marcha.
Okay, fuel flow on.
Air Nostrum 8236, puesta en marcha aprobada.
¿Recibido? Puesta en marcha aprobada 8236.
Thank you. Okay, let's get this show on the road. So we are going to be departing on runway 36 right. So we're probably going to go south and on Sierra, what is that? Sierra 3 across to the other side of the airfield and then maybe up Alpha. But let's get configured first.
Air Nostrum 3012, right heading 205.
Okay, 2 engine starts. Let's get them on the bus.
Right heading 205,
on the bus. Let's get the packs
and Air Nostrum 3012, descend altitude 8,000 feet, QNH 1015.
If you off.
Roger, descend out to 8,000 feet, QNH 1015, long 3012.
EC87 Lima Zulu, maintain 250 indicated.
Okay, we need landing altitude.
Maintain 250 knots to the 8.
Landing altitude.
Lufthansa 83 Fly, maximum speed 240 indicated.
8 feet, as closest to 0.
Maximum speed 240 für die Lufthansa 83 X-Ray.
Okay. All right, let's go flaps 5. Fuel flow reset.
Iberia 31 Mike Kilo, radar contact 6,000 feet. Climb flight level 200.
Check the controls.
Continue climb flight level
Left.
200 for Iberia 31 Mike Kilo.
UPS
Right.
426 via Rugby, descend 5,000 feet. Clear for ILS Zulu approach runway 32 left. Report when established.
Right.
Descend 5000,
Left.
clear ILS Zulu approach 32
Okay,
left.
controls
report
check out.
established. UPS 426.
Roger control, MS2 whiskey, ready for taxi.
Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee,
Taxi
reverse
light
descent to flight level 240.
Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee, descend now flight level 210.
Flight level 210, Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee.
Emirates 2 Whiskey, QNAT 1015, taxi holding point Yankee 1, runway 36 right via Echo Alpha, Mike and November Yankee.
Taxi to runway point Yankee 1 via Echo Alpha, Mike and November Yankee for MS2 whiskey.
Madrid control, Europa 838 is ready for taxi.
Europa 838, QNAT 1015, taxi holding point Yankee 2, runway 36 right via Delta, Sierra, Mike until Mike 32 and November.
Okay, QNH 1015 and taxi to Yankee 236 right via Delta, Sierra, Mike 3 and November. Is that correct? Europa 838?
Europa 838, Mike until Mike 32.
Until Mike 32, Roger. Europa 838.
Madrid del nuestro 236 para Raura.
Okay, so let us do our before taxi checklist.
8236 standby, brake, easy 87
Generators
Zulu, contact port approach. Frequency
on.
120.91.
Probe heat
Good day.
on. NTI is not needed. Isolation valves on auto. Engine start switches to continuous.
Nostrum 8236, altímetro 1016.
Checked.
Ruede por Bravo, backtrack
Auto brake is on
22
RTO.
aprobado.
Engine start levers idle to 10. Flight controls checked. Ground equipment is clear before taxi checklist complete.
Autorizada 826.
The volume levels here are a little bit off. It is what it is. Okay, so let's see.
Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee, flight level 150.
So let's try to trace
Flight
this.
level 150, Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee.
So 1015, that's correct. Yankee 2.
Air Nostrum 3012, right heading 240.
Oh, I see, okay. So it's Delta.
Heading 240, Air Nostrum 3012.
Delta, Sierra, and all the way. Delta, Sierra, Mike.
John Jet 6 Foxtrot Airplane Madrid, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
Unicorn 128, Tom Jet 6 Foxtrot, say thanks, good night.
Madrid control, good evening. Jetstar 007, flight level 360, inbound Nexus.
So I can see the Yankee 2.
Jetstar 007 Madrid, good evening, radar identified. You have to fly, I need you to fly all flight levels. Do you prefer climb 370 or descend 350?
Prefer 370 if possible, Jetstar 007.
Mike
Jetstar
32.
007, copy, climb
Okay,
flight
I
level
see.
370.
So that's
Flight
Mike.
level 370, Jetstar 007.
So it's
Lufthansa 83 X-Ray Madrid,
Delta, Sierra,
contact
Mike.
port approach. Frequency 120.91, good day.
Port approach on 120.91 for the Lufthansa 83X, goodbye.
Air Nostrum 3012, descend 5,000 feet.
Descend 5,000 feet, Air Nostrum 3012.
okay. Mike 23. like 3-2. Okay, so I think we have to do a little bit of a turn. Yeah, so it's going to be a go down to Sierra, and then a left turn, and then a right turn. Okay, got it. All right, let's release parking brake. Let's get the show on the road. Taxi light on. So we're going to make a left turn onto Sierra. As you can tell, I haven't flown out of Madrid in a long time.
UPS 426, runway 32 left, clear to land. Wind 280 degrees 7 knots.
So like I said, I think we've got guidance out of Madrid, but
to the left, UPS 426.
Nothing on the Palma side.
Beauty 1001 Madrid, monitor Unico, goodbye.
Monitor Unicom, thank you and bye-bye, Beauty 1001.
Nostrum 8236, pista 22, autorizado a despegar, viento 240 grados, 7 nudos.
Autorizado a despegar, pista 22, Nostrum 8236.
Nostrum 3012, turn right, heading 305. Clear for ILS approach runway 32 right. Report established.
Heading 305 clear, approach runway 32 right. Left established for and also 3012.
Flightdeck.
Beauty 5 November Victor.
So
say again, please.
Take a left on Mike and then
okay,
a right again.
Control Emirates 2 Whiskey holding Yankee 2.
Emirates 2 Whiskey, runway 32 right, clear for takeoff. Wind 280 degrees 7 knots.
Clear takeoff 36 right for Emirates 2 Whiskey, thank you.
Jetstar 007 Madrid, fly direct to waypoint Cáceres. Charlie Sierra.
Direct Charlie Sierra, Cáceres, Jetstar 007.
Okay, left and then a right.
Alcanzando 10.000, alcanzable en imagen de público.
Eco Mike recibido, posterior pedales, descenso ya para 5.000 pies y proceda, cancelamos plan de vuelo instrumental para visual, directo Sierra, punto Sierra de Madrid, de Cuatro Vientos.
Copiado, pues después de pedales, confirmamos descenso para 5.000, cancelamos IPR y vamos visual, con salima en campo.
Nostrum 8236 en contacto radar 4700, suba a nivel 170.
Subimos 170, 8236.
Just turn that down.
River 2 Alpha Yankee, fly direct waypoint Fafek.
Taking 2 Alpha Yankee. Taking 2 Alpha Yankee.
River 2 Alpha Yankee, go ahead.
Approaching 36 left.
River 2 Alpha Yankee, direct Fafek.
Direct Fafek 2 Alpha Yankee.
Traffic.
Europa 123, Madrid Center.
Madrid, Northern 3014, established, 32 right.
Block, please say again, for Europa 123.
Europa 123, Madrid radar identified, continuous file.
Continuing, as a flight plan, Europa 123.
Nostrum 3012, runway 32 right, clear to land. Wind 280 degrees 7 knots.
3 clear to land and also 3012 and if able request send on 606 request send on 606 if able around 301.
Madrid Control, Ryanair 5 November Yankee with you.
Ryanair 5 November Yankee, good evening, squawk 4453.
Squawk 4453 for Ryanair 5 November Yankee.
Emirates 2 Whiskey, radar identified, climb flight level 200, direct Pinar.
Level 200, direct Pinar, 5 Whiskey.
Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee, descend altitude 6,000 feet to be level at FAFEC. QNATS 1015.
Right, we're on Mike 27, we're going to Mike
again for Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee.
32.
Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee, descend altitude 6,000 feet to be level at FAFEC. QNATS 1015.
Descend 6,000 feet for FAFEC, QNATS 1015, Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee.
I gotta find a spot next time at this terminal to our left here.
UPS 426.
It's gonna be closer to this runway.
Madrid. Taxi via Alpha and Charlie.
Actually, you have choices then.
225.
Alpha and Charlie 7 to stand 225. Muchas gracias para UPS 426.
Mike 32.
Airport 237 Hotel Golf, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
Yankee 2.
Unicorn 1 to the Portugal 37 Hotel Golf, gracias, visitas Holobo.
Ciao amigo. Break, Europa 123, expect Aduxo 2 Delta for ILS approach runway 32 left.
Expecting Aluxo 2 Delta for approach ILS runway 32 left, Europa 123.
Eco Alpha Mike, plan de vuelo instrumental cancelado, y visual, notifique Sierra, espere pista 27 en 4 vientos.
Esperamos pista 27 en 4 vientos y lo notificamos cuando tengamos el campo a la vista y control de micrófono.
Beauty 5 November Victor, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
We got that much for beautiful November Victor. Thanks for answering. Next time, sarà prossima.
So it should be to Mike 32.
Emirates 2 Whiskey, climb flight level 300.
Alpha level 300 and vicinity.
It's going to be the Yankee 2. So it's not this one.
Europa 838 Madrid, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff. Wind 280 degrees 7 knots.
Clear for takeoff, runway 32 right, Europa 838. Okay, so it's Yankee 2, so it's right here.
Tenemos pista a la vista y control de micrófono, Mike.
Eco Alpha Mike, pues proceda ya para final, pista 27, notifique por favor corta final.
Pues procedemos para 27 y notificamos corta final de la 27 y control de micrófono.
Okay, before takeoff checklist, flaps are set and trim is set. Before takeoff checklist is complete. So lining up now, strobes are on.
Approaching 3, 6, right.
Get our departure on.
Aircraft 236, vuele directo, Robac.
And we're off. Okay, Victor.
3,
All set.
6, right.
Throttle's up 40%. Stable, Toga. Release forward pressure.
V1 rotate.
Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps 1. Come on. Madrid Control, Europa 838 is airborne passing 3000 for 13,000.
Europa 838, Madrid radar constant 3,500 feet. Continue climbing flight level 200.
Okay, continue climb to flight level 200, Europa 838.
Madrid Control 3012, launch to drive Kilo 3.
And also 3012, copy, confirm, are you requesting any stand, any gate for your flight?
Request and day number 606.
Okay folks, we're on the way.
Confirm 616.
Question 606 and also 301.
601, copy, proceed for stand 606 via Kilo Alpha and Mike.
Details and 606, yeah, Kilo Alpha and Mike and also 301.
Estamos en corta final de Costa Lima y Alfa Mike.
Eco Charlie Mike Alpha Mike, pista 27, autorizado a aterrizar, viento 240, 7 nudos.
Vamos a aterrizar pista 27 de Costa Lima y Alfa Mike.
Speedbird to Alpha Yankee, left heading 060, descend 4,000 feet.
Left heading 060, descend 4,000 feet, Speedbird 2 Alpha Yankee.
Hello, EC209 Victor, coming into distance north.
EC209 Victor, Madrid, good evening, radar identified. Non-23 Charlie for ILS approach runway 32 left.
How's the approach again?
209 Victor, non-23 Charlie for ILS Zulu approach, runway 32 left.
Runway 32 left, on 2 Charlie approach, EC209 Victor.
Tanzania 63 Romeo, Madrid, monitor Unicorn, goodbye.
12 meters, 60 Romeo, adios.
Okay, after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on.
Europa 123 requesting descending
Packs on auto. Landing gear is up and flaps
Europa
up.
123,
No
clear
lights.
descent, flight level
After takeoff
150.
checklist complete.
Descending to 150 in approximately 10 nautical miles, Europa.
Okay, we'll do a fuel check.
Madrid Control, Iberia 32 Eco Romeo.
Iberia 32 Eco Romeo, Madrid, adelante.
Mike Delta 047.
Iberia 32 Eco Romeo, Oscar, correcto, le llaman un minuto. Speedbird to Alpha Yankee, left heading 360, clear for ILS Zulu approach, runway 32 left, report established.
Left heading 360, cleared to an approach to 23 left, report when established to Alpha Yankee.
Iberia 32 Eco Romeo, está autorizado plan de vuelo a Milán, según ruta plan. Salida Pinar 3 Romeo, pista 36 derecha, inicial 13.000, responda en 4405.
Pues autorizas a Milán, salida Pinar 3 Romeo, pista 37 derecha.
Hey, how you doing? Adarsh.
Para 13.000 pies, tenemos 44.
We are flying to Palma de Mallorca. It's an island to the east of
Europa 838, fly direct waypoint Nando, climb flight level 300.
Okay, direct Nando, flight level 300, Europa 838.
Europa 123, I started making
So
descent to
direct
150.
Nando,
Europa 123, affirm flight level 150.
up to flight level
Positive
300.
150.
Madrid Air 212, and 606, and then you shut.
So it's about a 1 hour flight, and we're 5 minutes into it.
1839, goodbye.
Okay. we're going direct Nando. Our requested flight level is flight level 310. He's giving us to 300.
Request to fly direct to Pakish.
So yeah, we're going to Palma de Mallorca, and that is the airport code for that is LEPA. Lima Echo Papa Alpha.
Papa Alpha Quebec India Sierra.
And we're flying Air Europa, call sign Europa, which is a Spanish budget airline.
Ryanair 5 November Yankee, approve it, is Pakis.
Direct Pakis, Ryanair 5 November Yankee, muchas gracias.
Tráfico en frecuencia, Madrid Control cierra servicio, continúen en Unicom. Buen vuelo y hasta otra. Break, traffic frequency, Madrid Control is closing. Continue monitoring Unicom, enjoy your flight. Goodbye.
Muchas gracias. Vicente, muchísimas gracias.
Thanks for your service.
Hello.
Okay, so we're on our own now. Okay, let's see. Mike Delta 048, fuel 5.7. 5.7. So we're about 300 kilograms heavier than the plane, which is like normal, right? What is written under Nando or nav screen? Okay, so you can see right here. That's Nando. It's a waypoint, and it's there. It's on our plan. So there were some waypoints before Nando, but the controller gave us direct to Nando. So we cut out all those other waypoints and went straight to Nando. So he gave us to flight level 300, but our cruise altitude is flight level 310. So we're going to go a little bit higher than what he's given us. And what is written under Nando on the nav screen? Well, it's on the nav screen. Oh, what it is, it's kind of blocked right now, but it is an altitude restriction, I believe. It'll clear from the top of climb soon. It looks like, yeah, you need to be above a certain, okay, let me see. I can see it on the chart. So on the chart, you can see at Nando, you have to be above flight level 130, above 13,000 feet. So there we are. Those are the waypoints that he cut out. So he cut out Mike Delta 824, Mike Delta 922, and gave us direct to Nando. So that's why the chart, I have left the original plan, but on the screen here, that's the updated plan. Make sense? And I might as well actually show the rest of the route. So we'll come to the coast of Spain, and we pass just south of Valencia, and then there's a short hop to the north of Ibiza, and then to Mallorca. So we're going to be coming in to Mallorca along the mountain range on the northwest side of the island, along the ridge of those mountains, and then we're going to make a right turn and coming to land on runway, I think it's 24 left, and our parking bays are on that side, so should be okay. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to continue our climb to flight level 310. There's an aircraft looking like ahead of us here. Let's try to identify what that is. Oh, he's crossing our path, I think. Oh no, it's this one. It's EJU 19er Mike Foxtrot. I'm not sure what airline, or it's A220 though, I think. Where is he going? He's going to Ibiza, so we'll see him. Yeah, he's going to Ibiza. I don't know how much of our route we share with him, but it certainly looks like he's following our same path. So we're over to Unicom now, on 22.8. It really does not look. There's 10 aircraft coming into Mallorca, Palma de Mallorca, but there's no ATC. But it does look like folks are taking off on 24 right and landing on 24 left. So we're good. Okay, we'll keep that on standby there, and then we'll leave our nav screen open like this. Okay, we're almost top of climb, so let's do some checks on the ILS frequencies once we get there. We're set up here for ILS. Hey Brookie, what's up? We're just getting up to our cruise altitude on the way from Madrid to Palma de Mallorca. And we have another aircraft ahead of us. Right there, probably about 30 miles ahead of us on the same route so far, but they're peeling off at Ibiza, and we're going to go beyond that to Palma de Mallorca. That's kind of like where we are right now. Welcome aboard. Okay, so, I was doing this. I was showing you that, yeah, we're ILS 24 left. Frequency is 109.3. So I'm just plugging that in on my pedestal radios, nav radios, 109.3 on the left side, and 109.3 on the right side. Okay, and the course is 237, so I'm dialing 237 in. And you might be able to see the course. No, it doesn't show it there. 237. And then 237 on the right side. Got it. All right. So I guess the fun part of having a motorized throttle is you can watch it do its business as you approach cruise altitude. So let's watch the trend vector settle down, and the throttles come back, and we'll even let you see the fuel flow for the engines coming back down. Right now we're burning 1,400 kilos an hour per engine, but that should settle down to, you know, below 1 maybe.
Baraka traffic descending to 4,000 feet, heading Catania for Quebec from the arrival route. Expected approach ILS runway 3 to left.
Okay, there you have it. Our trend vector coming down, thrust levels coming down. The throttle should be pulling back. It's going forward a little bit. Okay, now it's starting to pull back. Okay. So there you have it. Let you see the outside view. Oh, why isn't it going? It is going to Mingu. It's supposed to be. Okay, so we got the ILSs sorted out, and now I'm gonna plug in stuff like minimums. So it looks like minimums we could do like 120 feet, 120 feet. Okay, so intercept is going to be at 2,500 feet. Missed approach, let's see, missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet. And we're looking for gate 60 or 62. Let's see what I preferred. 60. Okay, we look for gate 60. But that's the outermost one, and a lot of people go for it. So that's why I also option 62. All right, we are in our cruise and looking at you are asking about the waypoint on the top right of the nav screen. Oh, right there. That just means it's the next waypoint, and the information immediately underneath is the estimated time. So now the time is 1852. And it's saying basically, okay, we're going to be there in the 1852 minute, 1852.2. So once we get to that waypoint, it's going to load up the next waypoint, which is Abosi. So you'll see that Mingu is going to switch to Abosi, and it should happen very shortly. There you go, Abosi. So now Abosi is the current waypoint that we're tracking to, and it's in magenta color as opposed to white color for all the other waypoints. So that estimated time is pretty accurate. But the other ones, when you put data on and it's got the times for all the other waypoints, those are not very accurate. So I don't usually use those. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, Mingu fuel was 5. Okay, so we're still doing about 300 over. So let's use that as a basis for our estimating our weight, landing weight. Okay, so we'll say we're going to be 300 kilos over our landing weight. So the landing weight is going to be 66,000, you can see right here, 66,600 kilos. So here this is where we put it, 67.6. Let's clear that. 67. Oops. Okay, so as an initial estimate, we'll use flaps 30, 147 plus 5, so 152 knots for the approach, and we've got auto brakes 3. That's probably going to be a good setting. Okay, good. Glad it's clear now. Good question. All right, so now I'm going to use my performance calculator to make sure that for this specific runway, those values are going to make sense. So I'm going to do a landing en route. And here, just in case you want to see it, landing en route for the airport is LEPA. And the runway is going to be 24 left. And we're going to pick no gradient. Let's get the latest weather updates. Flap, we're going to say 30, and the landing weight, we were going to say 67,600. Okay, and let's do a calculate. Yeah, go for it. What's the another question? That calculation, so let's take a look at our runway graphic. Okay, so we got some, we do have some taxi exits after auto brakes 3, so let me pull up the chart and see where we would like to get off. So airport diagram, it would be most useful, I think, if we could get off. Maybe can we do Sierra 2? Sierra 2 would be perfect. Is that on the chart? Let's see. No, but Sierra 3 is. Let's see where Sierra 3 is. Sierra 3. Okay, yeah, we should be able to make it. So we'll say Sierra 3. That's a perpendicular exit, but I think we're gonna be able to make Sierra 2 with auto brakes 3 and applying some manual brakes along the way. Okay, so I think we're set up for the landing. Very good. So fire away your question. Yeah, okay. So what's your question? Can you explain how to operate FMC panel? Yeah, FMC, there's a lot of stuff going on in the FMC. I think the best thing would be maybe I'll try to set up a video, because I cut out the initial part of the flight where I do all the loading of the flight plan. So I think it would be better if I do that explanation in a video where I record from the beginning of the setup. So I think I'll try to do that, and I'll make a note on my broadcast for the flight where I'm going to do that ahead of time, and you'll be able to see when I'm going to cover that, because there's quite a lot to cover. And it's not easy to do now. Maybe if I have a chance, I can show you some of the things. But let me just get a perspective on where we are right now. So looking at our chart, we're about to cross to the south of Valencia, and we have 213 miles to go, and our expected time of arrival is 1943, and we're now 1858. So you can do the math. It's we're less than an hour away, so probably about an hour 45 minutes. This course was pretty zigzaggy. Yeah, I think that would be great. But just okay. So that other aircraft that was heading for Ibiza is already started peeling off, and that's Ibiza right here. So he's kind of, let's see, he's right here, and we are here. and he is going to Ibiza, and this is Ibiza, L-E-I-B. So it makes sense he's peeling off. So have a good flight. All right. So the flight management computer is a really important part of the instrumentation on an aircraft. And if you go, you can go to the menu page, and then this is the FMC. So this is showing, this is the progress page. So it shows the next waypoints, the distance to go, estimated time of arrival, and fuel remaining currently. So that's all useful information. And then there's many pages here. But for example, there is the legs page. So this is an overview of the overall flight and gives you a sense of what time you're going to arrive at your destination and how far it is to go. But you can look at a more detailed view, and this is the legs page. And you can see all the waypoints. You can see the distance to go to the waypoints, and then any restrictions for speed or altitude you can see on the legs page. But there's the legs page itself has two parts to it. So this is the first part. If you imagine it's a spreadsheet and you want to go to the next part of it, you can go to the route data. And this one is a nice summary of the waypoints and all the times that you're going to estimate to arrive at those locations. So, and I think this is the headwind component for the route. So there's back to the legs page. So what else can I show you here? So the progress page is back here again. And then from this page, you can very quickly go to init ref, and you can pull up the screen where it has all the landing approach reference stuff, including the ILS frequency and the approach course for the ILS. And then it's also got your gross weight expected, or your current gross weight. This is where you would modify it to update the estimated for landing. And then you punch whatever flap settings you want, and then you'll know what speed is going to be reflected for your landing. And that speed, I don't know if you can see it here, it is right here. You can see the ref here. It's maybe too small for you to read, but it says ref, and then it's got 30 for the flaps, 30, and then a cross, and then it's the landing speed 147. But usually 147, you're always going to have a wind correction value, and for us today it's going to be +5 knots. So we would add 147 plus 5, so we got 152 for the landing. Okay, so let me see. Hey Antonio, how are you? Good evening. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. A lot of people ask this question. I don't think I've even calculated, but you know, it's very expensive. I mean, even when you don't count the simulator, I've got one 65-inch OLED TV there. There's two more in the box, which I'm going to set up soon. So I'll have 3. That's 11 feet wide of screen. So the TVs and the 2 computers that I used to run this, it's already 16,000 USD. That's nothing in here. That doesn't include any of this. That's just the TVs and the computers. So it's quite expensive. Yeah. If you're really serious about it, what you could do is I always recommend that you can buy just this mode control panel and this FS part, and that's what I did. For 2 years, I bought just these 2 parts, and I flew PMDG, and I put it under my desktop monitor, and I had a joystick for a thing and throttle. It was perfect. I mean, you know, there's a lot of buttons that you need for flight, right? Just in these 2 things. So that is, I recommend that as a first step. All right, guys, if you are following, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm shooting to get to my 500 number by the end of the year, but any help would be great. And you know, and right now I'm not even doing it for the money. It's more like I want I want to be able to share my experience with the sim with all you guys. Okay, so we are approaching our top of descent. So we're gonna dial down to the next restriction, which is at GODOX, where we need to be, let's see, legs, at or above 10,000. So I'm gonna go down to 10,000 feet. Okay, 10,000 set. And let's do we'll do a check for the QNH at Palma de Mallorca. Weather, we do actually have, no, we don't have ATIS there. METAR, we do have 1013. 1013, just a little bit of a change. 1013. Okay, we'll be descending shortly. So the simulator, hi, how are you doing? The simulator is P3D. Out there on that screen is P3D, and I've got a separate machine running P3D with a fairly powerful graphics card to run 3 screens. And then I have another computer that's running all of the internals, and I'm running software called Sim-Avionics. So the two kind of integrate together. All right, folks, we are descending now. Let's do our descent checklist. Okay, pressurization, landing altitude has been set. Recall checked, and auto brakes is set to 3. Landing data, we have VREF flaps 30, 147 plus 5, 152, and we kind of did the approach briefing. So descent checklist complete. I have done, the longest flights that I've done have been delivery flights. And the last one I did was for Qatar Airways. And we went from Seattle to Iceland, and then Iceland straight to Doha. So those were all longer than 8-hour sectors, and I have done those. Yeah, definitely. A lot of fun. You just have to have stuff to do. I'm thinking of the next time I do a flight like that, I'm going to pull up my chess.com app and play a game of chess while we're at cruise altitude. Sound good? Actually, if any of you guys play chess and are on chess.com, maybe I could play one of you during the flight or during the cruise. And actually, the next long haul I'm going to do is delivery flight for Malaysia Airlines MAX 8, and that is going from Seattle, somewhere in Washington State. I haven't figured out which airport yet, but from Washington State to Honolulu, Honolulu to Guam, and Guam to Kuala Lumpur. All right, you can see we're descending. And it's time to put guys into their seats. Oh, you would like to play chess with me? Okay, make sure you have a chess.com account. My chess.com account, I think my name is Paul, Paulwillo. That's my chess.com name. So you can play with me even before we do a flight, right? I play regularly every week. Okay, at Godox, I'm going to do another fuel check just to make sure our burn is still at 300 kilos over. Godox coming up. And we can put this onto the progress page, and that's where you can see the fuel remaining for Godox. But I want the line above is the last waypoint. So when Godox moves into the last waypoint, we'll have a final figure for the fuel remaining at Godox. So it's only 2.6 miles to go for that. Yeah, Adarsh, you can just go on chess.com, and you can, in fact, you can friend request me in chess.com, and then we can play a game sometime. You're in India, right? So let's see. Okay, fuel remaining at Godox 4.6. So let's write that down. Godox 4.6. Okay, so we're accumulating. So now we're 400 kilos over. It's a minor adjustment. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but we'll do the calculation anyway. So it's 400 kilos more, so we need to change this gross weight to 63.7. 63. Oh, what am I talking about? 67.7. 67.7. Yeah, it's no change. Oh, that's awesome, man. I hope you're not a grandmaster or something. I'm enthusiastic, but not really. I don't really have a big ELO rating. Okay, that's great. I will accept it. Looking on VATScope now to see is anybody coming in. There's a few aircraft coming in. I do have to be careful. Let's see. Is this guy going? Yeah, no, actually there's one coming in for a landing. You can see this yourself. There's one other aircraft that's close that's coming in for a landing. But then other than that, I think I'm the next one, so I don't think we're going to have any issue. This guy down here below me is not headed that way. You know, the announcement is coming in already from the PA system. You see when this is blue here, that's when is already an announcement being made. But you can do that. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Okay, I'm going to dial this down to 6,000 feet. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Palma traffic, Europa 838 with you, descending through flight level 144 for 6,000 feet. We're expecting runway 24 left. And estimated time of arrival is 1941 Zulu. 1941 Zulu. Europa 838 Palma traffic. It's real sim. I mean, it's all sim. I haven't had any formal flight instruction, although some of my best sim buddies are all in aviation, including a 777 captain and maintenance manager for a major Middle Eastern airline. He's also involved. Then also in my group is a private pilot, and then a flying doctor who flies internationally in corporate jets to rescue patients to go back to Australia. So all these folks have got some flight experience, and I have had some instruction from them, but it's basically been years and years of flight simming, and I still don't know a lot. So. Okay, guys, let's take a vote. Do you want a view like the outside view like you have now of the aircraft for the landing, or would you prefer to be sitting in the aircraft and having a wing view for the landing? Your choice. First one to speak up will get their wish met. If I see it. The outside view is kind of nice to see how the touchdown went, but it's also like inside the aircraft, a wing view, it's more like as if you're actually a passenger on the plane. You can see ahead the mountain ranges, so we're going along those mountain ranges, flying fairly level right now. Okay, you got it. We'll leave it on the current view right now, which is fine. I've been toying with the idea of one of the flights, that window in the top right that you're looking at, I can actually put that on the control tower view. So, you know, it can be like you can watch the plane as if it's coming in for a landing from the control tower view, which is also kind of interesting. But we'll leave it like this for now. All right, you can see that other aircraft is coming in for the landing, that little triangle there. Coming in on the same runway, 24 left. So we're gonna make a slight turn to the left, coming up to parallel the mountain range. And you can see that here, where we are right now. And on the runway, what we're shooting for is to vacate on either Sierra 2 or Sierra 3. Sierra 2 would be better, it's a high-speed exit. Oh, it's amazing looking at this full screen, even though it's P3D. Okay, the intercept altitude was going to be 2,500.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you store any electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. The use of such devices
Okay, please listen to the stewardess. Store your stuff. You don't want it flying around.
Your seatbelts are securely fastened, your seatbelts are in the upright position, and your tray tables are stowed. Any hand luggage should be underneath the seat in front of you or placed in the overhead locker. The flight attendants will be passing through the cabin one last time to complete their final.
Guys, just so you know, one of the things I'm thinking about doing is having a promotional campaign to get more subscribers, and the winners, and I think I was going to have top 3 winners, would get on a private Discord with me, so that on these recordings you can actually be talking to me. And then I might even, if we talk about it, you may or may not decide to help me with the checklist and going through the checklist during the flight. But I'm thinking of doing that. What do you think about that? Is that something you think anybody would be excited about, to be able to get on a Discord during the stream with me, so you can hear your voice and we can talk to each other? All right, those mountains look amazing. Palma traffic, Europa 838, currently downwind on the Godox 3 Papa arrival, expecting runway 24 left. Expected time of arrival is 1936 Zulu, Palma traffic. We're going right over the ridge. So you like that idea? Yeah. I'm thinking about it. Possibly introduce a giveaway as well. But we shall see. Okay, let me see. What view did I want to show you? Oh yeah, here we go. So here we are, and we're going up, and we're going to loop around, and we're going to come back down 24 left. Maybe we can see the ocean from our approach as well. It's kind of a cool configuration. And then there's this view here. Again, that's where we are. So going across the top of the mountains, longitudinally along the mountains, and then turning around the top end. Hey, Simon. What's up, buddy? Welcome aboard. You just joined us in time for the landing in Palma de Mallorca. Where am I from? Currently, I live in the United States on the East Coast. But I am originally from Malaysia. Okay, let's dial it down. I'm just going to go ahead and dial it down to the intercept altitude. Now, you don't have to worry. It's not going to go straight down right away. It's going to go down according to any kind of constraints. And there's a lot of at or above constraints before we get to the airfield, so it's safe to do that. What are these aircraft ahead of me now? Did those suddenly show up? Wow, where did they come from? They're going to Palma as well. Okay, I am. All right, this is Europa 838. We're gonna wait for you guys to come in and land. I'm going to go on heading select and bear off to the left, to the west. Europa 838. Okay, those guys just showed up out of nowhere. I don't know how that happened. So I'm going manual now. Now there is a waypoint Bavum, and Bavum we want to be at or above 4,500. So we can continue our descent, but I'm giving way to these guys. Okay, Palma traffic, Europa 838 now on a heading of 008 and descending through 7,200 for 2,500.
Traffic, clear of conflict.
Yeah, we're clear of conflict. If we look out the right window, we might be able to see those aircraft. Let's see. I don't see. They seem determined to get in. Oh yeah, there's one right over there. I can see it. And there should be... Okay, I think that's the second one. No? No, that's the first one. So there's another one behind the clouds here somewhere. That's okay. All right, so it looks like they're going in. Get a sense of the range. This is 20 miles. They're not announcing themselves at all. I don't know why. Okay, I'm just going to continue to go to... well, let's just give it another 2 minutes. All right, what else? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love the sim, for sure. That's why I'm sharing it with all you guys. You know Lee Chong Wei from Malaysia? You know, that sounds like a familiar name. Is that a badminton player? TCAS TA. TCAS TA. Okay, I'm gonna turn now and again head for, I think I'm gonna head for direct for Bavum. Let's go direct for Bavum. And we'll also slow down. Speed intervent. Let's go down to 220 knots. Giving these guys a lot of room. And we'll go back on LNAV. Okay, there we're going to have a good view.
Traffic 27, shortly turning final for on the way. 24 left, confident.
Let's go flaps 1. We'll go down to 200 knots. Okay. We do have VNAV engaged, so we should be descending. Okay, passing 6,000 feet for 2,500.
Captain Cook, 30 feet for landing.
There's no traffic to the Mafra along with this.
10 miles away from our intercept. Adarsh, so he's a badminton player. I used to be a badminton player in my young days. I was pretty good in my family. I was the best. But compared to some of my school friends, not so much. Okay, let's slow down further. Those guys are on the final approach. We got plenty of room for them. I just want to be at about 185 knots for the intercept. So let's do flaps 5. Flaps 5 speed check. I'm looking at speed limit for flap 5 is 250 knots. No problem. Flaps 5. We'll dial it down to 185. So ADX, was it ADX? ADX, that's 4.4. Just checking on now. 4.4. A little bit lighter, so let's redo that. 67.6. 67.6. You can make final adjustments as you're approaching, which is fine, no problem. We're gonna arm the approach mode. Let's stop it at 3,000. Okay, so once...
Hello, fast 627 short fire on runway 24 left Palma.
So they're within 4 miles of the airfield now, and we are, 18 miles out, so plenty of room. As a general rule, if the aircraft in front of you is at least 1,000 feet below you, you have enough room to land after them. But if it's less than that, forget it. Okay, we got Vorlock. We captured the localizer. We're still below the glide slope. So we'll probably not capture the glide slope for a bit. Palma traffic, Europa 838 has captured the localizer 24 left, and we are approximately 16 miles final, Palma traffic. So I let those guys go first, didn't want to have any issues, which is fine. No big deal, don't try to be a hero. Just try to keep all my passengers. This is a full flight, budget airline, maxing out the capacity of this MAX 8, which is 189 passengers. 4 cabin crew and 2 pilots. So what is that? 189 plus 6 is 195 people on board. Okay, glide slope is alive. Lights are on. Let's go ahead and put our gear down. Gear down. You know that because you can see this purple caret. Right here, there's that purple caret. So that's above you. So we're coming to capture it now. Okay, gear is down. Okay, well, next we're going to do is flaps 15. Flaps 15, speed check 200 knots, flaps 15. Let's dial down the speed now. Beautiful out there. You can see the bay on the other side of the airfield. I got a clear view of the airfield now. Alright, next is flaps 30 for our final configuration. Flaps 30 speed check. Flaps 30, 175 knots. We're good. Flaps 30. And we want 147 plus 5, 152. 152 knots. Okay, runway in sight. Let's do the landing checklist. Engine start switches are on continuous. Speed brakes, thank you very much, armed. And landing gear is down in green, and flaps are set at flaps 30 and green. The landing checklist completed. We got runway 24 left in sight, and we are about 7 miles out. Palma traffic, Europa 838, now 6 miles final, runway 24 left. Okay, I'm going to pull up a chart for my glide slope alive, that's right. For the landing, and we're looking to vacate to the right, Sierra 2 or Sierra 3, whichever comes first. This aircraft livery, I love it. Also custom, I have a friend who does all my liveries for me. This is TDS is the guys that actually built the model.
Traffic, Ryanair 8, Uniform Victor, pushing from stand 46.
And he did this one for me as well. Or actually, he might have converted one. This one was converted, but most of them he does from scratch. Okay, okay. So let's go autopilot disconnect. Hand flying from about 800 feet radio altimeter. We got a slight wind from the left a little bit, but it's mostly headwind. Okay, I can see the PAPI lights, 2 reds, 2 whites.
Approaching 24 left.
Okay, so my autopilot is disengaged, but my auto throttle is still on. All right, here we are at the glide slope. Still 2 reds, 2 whites. 500, check.
400.
Alrighty.
300.
Okay, auto throttle disconnect.
200. Approaching minimums.
Roger.
100. Minimums.
Check. Over the threshold, 50.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
There's a little bit of a bounce there. Boy. Okay, let's do some manual braking. This is the one we're trying to get to. 60 knots. Reverses down.
06. Ladies and gentlemen, it will take the captain a few moments to taxi to the gate, and we ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened.
Okay, that was a really bad
landing.
landing.
Palma traffic Scandinavian 835, pushing back stand 42.
Indication that it is safe to get up and move about the cabin. We also ask that you keep the aisle clear of any hand luggage.
Europa 838 has vacated at Sierra 2.
And overhead lockers for any articles you may have brought with you.
Okay, so if my memory serves me, well, let's check.
American traffic, Ryanair 8, Uniform Victor will be taxiing.
Okay, my gate is available.
False link north, Hotel 1.
So let's go to our gate 60. Okay, so we got gate 60 and we should be going. Let's just get the APU started. Okay, so we're going across there. There's 62 there, so 60 must be trying to figure out. Yeah, 60 is right there. Okay, APU on the bus and APU bleed on. Well, thank you very much, Simon. Appreciate it. And Francisco, is that Microsoft Flight Simulator? No, it's P3D, P3D. Yep, P3D. Okay, so I'm expecting my marshaller to be waiting for me.
Traffic, this is Speedbird 24908, pushing back from stand 16 onto Lima Echo for runway 24.
Yep, there's my marshaller, so I'm not going to blind him. I'll turn the taxi light off. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, the company that I bought these components from is named Flightdeck Solutions, and they sell to like aviation schools and training organizations and airlines. Pretty much the same equipment that I have in this cockpit. But they use Sim-Avionics. They work very closely with Sim-Avionics, but right now they don't support anything but P3D. So it is what it is, and I don't want to complicate my life. I mean, there are people who somehow figure out a way to make it work, but I don't want to go through the headache. Okay, we're parked at 1945. Okay, so let's shut down.
Air traffic, Ryanair 8, Uniform Victor, we are taking off 24 right.
Most of the call for ground power. Let the folks out of their seats. Thanks, buddy. And call for deboarding. Request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
Yeah, when I landed there, that was a hover I did. I'm sure you could see it in the rewind, a replay. Okay, so boarding requested. Power is on, and should have the strobes off. Okay.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Okay, passengers deboarding. So did I let them out of the seats? Yes, I did. So let's start shutting down. We're overnighting in Palma. Should be a lot of fun. Anyone want to join me for a drink? Okay, so that's that. We have ground power connected, so we can switch off the APU bleed and switch off the APU, and then we can turn off the last pump. Okay, so we're done with the radio. And let me see. Okay, what else? Okay, electrics off. And seatbelts are off. Do the lights. Okay, I think on the top there, I guess I can turn off the emergency exit lights as well. So more or less done for now. For that, we should have had the radar off and the terrain off. And go to TA mode. Is that what you were telling me? I think so. That's what it was. Adarsh, yes, I can. Oh, I don't know if it's got a new livery. Oh, I don't know if I have the new livery. I might be able to get it though. I was thinking of doing a flight from Mumbai to Dubai. And I do have SpiceJet, so I was thinking of doing that. I did a delivery flight for SpiceJet too, from the States. I forgot, I think it was to Delhi. I can't remember the routing though. It might have been through Vienna. Maybe Iceland, Vienna, New Delhi. That was a lot of fun. Okay. Did I even write down what time we parked? I did not. Gosh, I would say it was probably 1940, around there. Okay, so let's do position report here. So ATC report, set times. So the takeoff was 1834, and the landing was at 1940. Oh, landing was in 1940, so I'm going to say parked at like maybe 1946. I should have had an accurate figure for that. And then elapsed time, well, we can actually calculate it. Elapsed time was 010616, so I can just add that to the takeoff time. Oh, well, actually, I know the landing time. It's the park time that I needed. Okay, and then fuel remaining was 3,853 kgs. And landing rate, yeah. Any guesses on the landing rate? let's pull that up. So for those of you that don't know, I use a tool called Smart Cars to synchronize my, whoops. To synchronize, oh, this wasn't so bad. It was minus 135 feet per minute. Okay, minus 135 feet per minute. Not outstanding, but it's not so bad. All right, well, you know, I want you guys to have a good time in Palma de Mallorca. I've got one more flight to do tomorrow. Don't know what it's going to be. It is going to be Wednesday, so I might do a Montreal Wednesday if they're doing Montreal from Washington Dulles. That's one of my regulars. So yeah, Adarsh, possibly I can do an India flight, but I don't want to do it without being a VATSIM event, at least on the Dubai end or the Mumbai end. But I want to have a VATSIM event for that kind of a flight, which is, I think it's a little bit longer, but definitely doable in my max. So, hey guys, all you newcomers who join me on this flight, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notify especially to be able to get an update on my next flight, which I usually publish earlier by, you know, at least several hours, if not a day ahead of time for my next flight. And I put that on the community tab of my website, of my, sorry, YouTube site. Okay, guys, well, thanks for joining. And we're going to catch you later. And it was a lot of fun with you guys who joined. Ciao for now.
Traffic.